Welcome to TheRiaya, and this is a first impressions look at Aliens Colonial Marines. Aliens Colonial Marines takes place after the events of Alien 3. The Sulaco has returned to LV-426, and other Marines are there to ascertain what exactly happened on the planet from the other team from Aliens. They got a warning from Corporal Hicks, apparently before he was put into cryo, that everybody from the assault party is dead, and that anybody should be assumed to be dead on the actual planet. Now, we of course aren't here to pay attention to these things. We're going to be looking at the actual gameplay itself and how the game actually feels. So sit back and relax as we get into Aliens Colonial Marines. Okay, for starters, we are going to be taking a look at the actual game graphics themselves. They are definitely not anywhere near very impressive in any way. In fact, they are quite dated when you look at it. I am running the game on the highest settings. The anti-alias is not very high in quality whatsoever, and there is no override for the actual settings. Technically, you can override it with your graphics cards personally itself. At least with NVIDIA, though, there is a major issue. Just take a look at the video itself. You'll notice that everything is black. I do not know if this is going to be some kind of a graphical driver update that'll change the settings so that you could actually work with it yourself with the override settings and everything else, but as of currently, you have to just run the game with the NVIDIA cards on default. If not, you're just going to be running into issues with the game itself, and you will not be very pleased whatsoever. Enough dilly-dallying. Now it's actually time to get into the game itself and see how it actually feels. It just seems like standard first-person shooter with the standard movement controls and whatnot, but said in the Aliens universe, looking at the scenery itself, it's very Alien-esque, and there are the aliens coming at you from on the walls and whatnot, but there's just one major issue. In all seriousness, would you really be afraid of these aliens? I mean, when you look at them moving around and such, they do not seem really menacing or very threatening at all. Mind you, I am playing this game on the second to highest difficulty, and I am not in any way really very fearful for my life in any way whatsoever. I highly doubt that Fox themselves would want the aliens to be portrayed in this manner. There is no really horror element to this at all. If you want something that has aliens and a horror element, as I will show you in just one moment, go to Aliens vs. Predator 2. Aliens vs. Predator 2 was a much better horror type game than this is by far. Overall, this game seems to be nothing more but a big disappointment, as a lot of reviewers have already pointed out on various news sites and such. Now, I haven't played the multiplayer yet, and I plan to, but first I'm going to beat the single player. After I start getting into the multiplayer, I will probably post another review on it, and hopefully it's going to be better than this first impression of the single player aspect of this game.